Hello, everybody, and welcome to what I believe to be the penultimate episode of Victoria, if I have gotten this correct in terms of all of the timing. I'm pretty sure there's going to be one more. I think I said that this would be the last one, but I'm pretty sure there's going to be one more beyond this one. Now, I was running the clock ahead, and you'll notice this up here. Yes, that is a thing. I was running the clock ahead to see about ways about getting our balance down here, and I believe that it will come down naturally just due to our production method changes that we put in last episode. But I ran this ahead like 3 times. This is the 3rd time here. And every time on this week, France just offers to take on our debt, which is really nice of them. I mean, they're our ally in this war, so I guess that makes some amount of sense. Sure. That's one way to do things. We owe an obligation to the French Republic. Absolutely we do. I mean, this is very similar, actually, to what happened in the U.S. independence. And ironically, I'm recording this on Independence Day. So that's quite a parallel, actually. We're going to tick on forward here. And at this point, we're at plus 38.8K financially. Okay. Now, that's not a huge swing, to be sure. And apparently they didn't pay off quite all of our debt, but it's close enough. Now we don't have to deal with that throughput issue, and that's absolutely great. Now we could crank up a production method for our militaries, like going up to skirmish infantry. That'd be 2730 army power projection. Would we be better off doing artillery? That would be the same amount of power projection. Okay. We'd have to check these stats up here. 30 offense, 35 defense. This would probably end up being slightly better. We can really only do one of these, right? So that's probably going to be artillery. We're going to bump that up, and that'll take some time. And we'll keep an eye on this. I'm okay with running a bit of a deficit for right now. We'll need to start working our way through this, of course. Now, to be clear, we're not the primary contributors to this war. This war is going to be won pretty much with or without us. It's just a timing attack on Britain when they've got this going on. And it's really Prussia and France that are fighting this. So that seems reasonably fine. What do we have going on here? Language in the classroom, huh? Linguistic freedom does make sense here. We're going for a fairly liberalized situation. Cool. So out of curiosity, we are the war leader. So independence, obviously. But we ultimately do want to press all of these war goals. Now, they have 449 reasons to not accept this right now. Understood. So that's all well and good. France bailing us out there is absolutely great. I'm very pleased by that. No doubt about that one. Now, I'm a little bit concerned about our bureaucracy situation. Really, in order to fix that, what we would need is not railway. We would need to bump up our urban centers would be negative, right? Right. We need to bump up the telephone switchboards. That would be negative right now, and we can't afford it. We'll have to wait until after the war. Our market access is, of course, continuing to decline. At this point, that is expected. But I believe that our issue is one of trade routes up to Britain. So just getting free of this is going to be a very big deal. Just getting free of Britain and having our own independent market. So that's going to be the idea there. Now, we're losing this attack over here, which is unsurprising. I would like France to come over here. Yeah, we just have a numerical advantage here. We don't have a stats advantage over Britain. Our tech is not to that level, so that's expected. Really what we need is our allies to make these things happen, right? Which side is our allies here? I think we got 2 Sicilies on our side, not Sweden, if I recall correctly. So I think we're losing up over here. But we can see overall we are broadly winning this war. However, war support cannot be reduced below 0 because neither their capital nor the following war goals are being occupied. Transfer Baroda. So that's potentially spooky. That said, Britain is losing to radical Great Britain, I believe. Based on what we see there. Now the question is, how are these attacks going to end up going in the medium term here? Wait, who just capitulated here? Someone just pieced out. I believe it was one of our allies. That's interesting. Okay. Well, we'll see what ends up going on with that. For the time being, of course, we're just continuing to press through here. Our important allies are still in the war, correct? Correct. We've got Prussia, we've got France. Cool. So that's looking reasonably fine. We're kind of doing the brunt of the fighting here. Yeah, it was these guys who pieced out. Diplomatic play in Indochina. Interesting. Or is that one of Britain's allies? Former allies at this point. I'm not actually sure who that is. Fascinating. But we have 387 reasons to not accept this right now. Now, again, we would have to get Baroda. Where is Baroda? Not Baronda. Baroda. Baroda's up over here. I don't think anybody's going for that. That said, oh, hang on a moment. That's really interesting. So radical Great Britain just beat Britain. And then just accepted our independence. They just capitulated to us. However, we're still in this war a little bit, I think. At this point, the only people in this war is Norway. Every peace deal has been agreed to. And there's not actually any reason to be in this. So we just white piece it, right? Right. We just white piece it. Okay. So we got our... That was an interesting series of events. So we got that all done. We need to turn down our infantry focus here. Now, we're still slightly negative financially. Oof, those welfare payments, though. Those welfare payments are grim right now. And we're running a lot of shortages. I can't say that I'm shocked about that. Our market access is better. That's for sure. However, these shortages were being shored up by Britain. In the short term, we need to start doing some imports. So we're going to import one fertilizer from the French market. Ironclads. We can't import electricity. That's not a thing we can do. Clippers we can import from the Sicilian market. Silk we can import from the Austrian market. Sulfur we would import from the Prussian market. Coal we would import from the Spanish market. Iron we would import from the Sicilian market. And engines, for now, we would import from the British market. Okay. So that's going to be some of that. Now, how short are we on electricity? Rather. We need about 3,800 here. Okay. How much is each of these? 50 per level. Okay, so I could just do like 3,800 divided by 2. That would be, you know, the easy way, but I'm going to do it this way. Cool. Or rather, 38 divided by 2. but it's going to be 76. Or times 2, actually. Yeah, that's right. So 76 power plants are needed. Cool. So we could build, say, 25 in Gondar. And that's going to be quite a lot. And then down in Amhara, we would build an additional 25. In fact, we could build 30 in Amhara. So that would bring our power plants to 55. And then we'd need another, like, 23. And we could build that in Oromia. Now, this is going to be pretty expensive for us to construct. Not 26, 23. That's going to be pretty expensive for us to construct. And we can see our GDP has fallen a lot ever since we got independence. So that's going to be a huge deal. Oh, this goes... Okay, sure. That's all fine. We're going to hop into here. Or actually, we should probably subsidize some of our railways, right? It's going to be very painful financially, though. Very painful indeed. So, unrealized taxes are only 9K right now. Right. We're going to have to wait for a lot of these trade routes to grow. Realistically, I think that we should do every import route that we can in each of these locations. Or in each of these goods types. Because it's going to take them a while to grow, and we can cancel these later on. So we'll do any of these that are profitable. So that was that ironclads? Yeah, that was ironclads. So electricity we can't do. Clippers, we would do all of these. Sulfur, we would do all of these. Coal, we would import all of these. And we're going to have to cancel some of these over time, right? That's obvious. But that'll do. Iron, we would import all of these guys. And then engines, we would... What's the trade route option? Am I in the wrong thing here? No. Okay. I guess we just don't have a trade route available for engines. I mean, we've got this one. Weird. Why is that different? Am I just completely dumb now? Apparently I'm completely dumb now. Okay, so engines are going to need to be a thing that we do an import route for. I think we need to go into, like, here? I'm very dumb, apparently. So we need to do an import route for engines. We need to go down to engines. Import route. Okay, here we go. There we go. Cool. So we're going to get all of these going. This is now also different. Okay. And there we go. So we're going to tick on forward. Now that we have our independence, we need to work on getting our economy back online, right? So we're going to do a bunch of import routes here. We're also going to need to resume our constructions. Now, this is going to be a lot in terms of debt. A whole lot. I actually don't think we can afford to do that right now. I think we have to wait for these import routes to grow. There's still a silk shortage here, and we can import some of these. There we go. We're still running a clippers shortage, a sulfur shortage, and a coal shortage. We're importing what we can for each of those. Okay. Gaza's improving relations. Good for them. This is getting better financially, but it's not good. Our welfare payments are definitely hurting us right now. Unfortunately, we were basically forced into doing that. I don't want to move up our social security, that's for sure. Enact poor laws. Hang on, would this actually be better for us than old age pension? It's the same amount of welfare payments, so I don't actually think that's beneficial, and it would be very unpopular. trade route importing fertilizer from Russia is inactive. Yeah. We're going to get rid of any of these that are currently negative. And if they're inactive, we'll remove them as well. We knew that we were going to have to remove some of these trade routes, right? So some of them are going to be growing beyond what we need. So we're just going to have to keep an eye on this and pare these back periodically. Excellent. Now, we definitely need to do something about our railway situation. There's no doubt about that. We've got a bunch of locations with some slightly crappy railway infrastructure. Electric Trains is producing 20K transportation. I think we need to go to cargo prioritization. That'll produce less transportation, driving up the price of transportation. Which is actually good. We want that. Because that will get these turned around, and that should, in theory, get our market access going up again. So that's fantastic. Prussia wants a trade agreement. We accept. Netherlands wants a trade agreement. We accept that too. We're negative in our convoys. Okay. That's a bit of a problem. We can't really make more convoys. We have all of the coasts that we're going to get, so we're going to have to handle some of these trade routes, most likely. Reduces supply network strength to 91%. Okay. So there's that mechanic. Sure. Minus 200 from port connections, 3944 from trade routes. Yeah, so if we were to go into our ports here, we can't go down to industrial or modern ports, sadly. I'd love to go to modern ports here. But we're missing concrete dockyards for that. Don't we have gantry cranes being exposed right now? Yes, 6 to 10 weeks on that. Okay, so that's not too bad. Beautiful. What is this event? Momentum to the Social Democratic Party. And 5% of the trade unions becoming more loyalist. Cool. We definitely have a lot of loyalists, so that's looking great. And hey, there we're turning positive. We're definitely seeing our GDP climbing back up. Fantastic. It's come up by about 10 million thus far. And we're still going to continue to bring that up. So I'm wondering specifically about our... Okay, people are migrating from Bemba to Equatoria. Cool. I'm specifically wondering right now about our railway situation here. Okay. Transportation is still mediocre in its price. I would like to drive up the price of transportation right now to make our railways a little bit better. We could also go to coal-fired plants temporarily. That might be beneficial. Actually, that would, I think, be worth it. In theory. It consumes a bunch of coal, which would be painful for us, but we can always trade for the coal. So I think that's reasonably fine. We can do that. I would like to... We could consume some transportation here if we really needed to. Electric streetlights would be slightly negative right now. Okay. For the time being, that seems reasonably fine. We're still in recovery for our economy here, so that's going to be a little painful. If we were to drop a consumption tax, actually we could drop one on glass right now and be much better on our authority. Partisan papers, huh? Paper mills building throughput. Yes, please. Excellent. So 342 is what we have for convoys right now. And we're running a coal and sulfur shortage. Hang on. We just bumped up to 1.16k convoys. Okay, so in that case, I'd like to import any of these if we can. I guess we could import a little bit of sulfur. Cool. If we were to go after Hijaz, who would be angry? Nobody really. So the French are genial and cordial to us. We might want to try to get some sort of a security guarantee with them. We don't want to join a customs union with them. We want to stay independent from here. They wouldn't accept a defensive pact due to the fact that they already have them. And we're still an unrecognized major power. Sadly, we were not able to combine our independence, and actually, would we have been able to if I had bothered to check that? Maybe. Maybe we could have gotten recognition out of that last war as well, but we didn't go that route. So we're going to have to get a different opportunity to get recognition if we want to do that. Still working on paying off this debt for the moment. Looks good. France wants a trade agreement. We absolutely accept that. So that looks good. Britain is still protective of us. And they're back to being the British Republic. They're no longer radical Britain. Fascinating. Okay, well, that's certainly interesting. No doubt about that one. So we're still paying off a little bit of debt here that we built up. And we're still having our economy recover, right? That's going to take some time. Electricity is considered expensive, but we don't actually need all of these power plants. So we can cancel all of this, because these are now unnecessary. We just cranked up our production method instead. That's absolutely fine. What else do we need? Government administrations? No, but maybe a little bit of transportation. Actually, yes, we do. So we need... I'm going to assume that we don't need one here, correct? Eritrea, we really don't need. We can subsidize that. We can subsidize this as well. In Uganda, we can subsidize that. Gondar, this actually would also need subsidies. Okay. British Republic wants a trade agreement. Sure. Now, I would be absolutely delighted to go in here and bump up our government administration to telephone switchboards. Telephones are going to be expensive. How's our electrics industry in Gondar doing? Okay, it basically has no employment. So it's going to employ up until it satisfies that demand. Cool. Do we want to be on radio production? I mean, yeah, but we don't actually have radios unlocked at this moment. Are we working on radios? Yes, 5 to 7 weeks. Okay. We can run a small deficit until those 2 production methods that we know are coming in actually come in. Trade agreement with Egypt. Sure. Sounds good. So we're having 5 to 7 weeks until radio. Yes. Compression ignition is a long ways away. We are going to be running multilateral alliances in 6 to 9 months. Okay. What was the other one that we were expecting to come in? Gantry cranes. Very, very shortly. Okay. Noted. Socialist internationalism, huh? Okay, sure. So there's a coal input goods shortage. I'd love to import more coal, but we can't do that at this moment. And we definitely need more convoys, but we're about to get gantry cranes here. So that's looking good. Now, what do we want to do in terms of law changes? Any? I'd like to actually go to multiculturalism, and nobody would really hate this. Cool, go for it. Wait, did I just see that the Orthodox Church was at 20 approval of us? Hang on. Hang on. Government. Marginalized. They were. Wow. They went down by 5 from this law change. Remarkable. Oh, because they endorse old age pension. Okay, that would do it. Sure. So that's absolutely fine. The political movement to enact poor laws has disbanded. And we just had our election, so we can change around our government here. It's going to be the trade unions and the rural folk. We could toss in the intelligentsia for 1 legitimacy. Sure. Let's do that. That actually put us to 99, not 96. Okay, sounds good. So the Agrarian Party has formed. And we're minus 200k right now, which is not particularly healthy economically. No doubt about that. I'm just waiting for those technologies to come through at this moment. We could definitely import additional sulfur. And unproductive coal imports. Sure. So obviously we need to do some work on this, right? There's no doubt about it. Our economy was not designed for independence. It's gonna require some work to shift that over. I'm actually kind of shocked that Gantry Cranes still hasn't, or not Gantry Cranes. What was it that we were expecting presently? Well, radio's very, very close. 7 to 7 days here. Cool. Gantry Cranes are still 3 to 4 weeks out, so we've had some kind of awkward luck there. But that seems fine. At any rate, it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that, and next episode is going to be the final episode of this series. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, James, Shadowwolf, MLohan80, Rogue Corvid, Kentogan, Andy Magar, Spartan News, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Soccerman12UK, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.